Kids in the Bible. The Little Priest. For a while, God's people were led by judges, like Samson, and by priests, like a man named Eli. Eli's job was to connect God and his people. It was an important job, and God wanted priests to take their job seriously. One day, Eli saw a woman named Hannah in the temple. She was moving her mouth without talking, and it seemed strange to Eli. It looked like she was up to no good. But Hannah was simply praying in her heart because she was desperate to have a child. She told God, "Please see me. If you will let me have a child, I will give him to you forever. He will be set apart to serve you." Eli looked down on the woman and told her to act better. When she explained she was praying and broken-hearted, the strangeness finally made sense to Eli. God was at work. He said, "May God give you what you've asked for." Guess what? God did. Hannah had a baby boy. She named him Samuel, which kind of sounds like the Hebrew phrase for "I asked God." After a few years, Hannah took Samuel to Eli at the temple. She said, "Remember me? I am the woman who was praying and broken-hearted. But look, God answered my prayer. I am giving my precious little boy to God, so that he can serve God all his life." Little Samuel began to live with Eli in the temple to learn how to be a priest. Eli's sons were priests too, but they didn't take this important job seriously. Rather than serving the people, Eli's sons made God's people serve them. Eli didn't seem to care. Finally, it was time for God to act. In the middle of the night, God called Samuel. Samuel was just a kid, but he was part of God's special plan to bless the whole world. God said, "Samuel." The little boy had never heard from God before, so he thought Eli was calling him. He popped out of bed, ran to Eli, and said, "Here I am." Sleepy and confused, Eli quickly sent the boy to bed. Again, God called Samuel. Samuel ran to Eli a second time, saying, "Here I am." Eli rubbed his tired eyes and sent Samuel back to bed. Eli was probably thinking, What's the deal with this kid? Can't an old priest get any sleep around here?" Samuel heard the voice a third time, and that's when the strangeness finally made sense to Eli. God was at work. God was calling Samuel. Samuel didn't really know God yet, but it was time. Eli told Samuel, "God is calling you. When he calls again, say, 'Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening.'" Samuel did as Eli told him. And God began to tell Samuel his plan. Eli and his sons would no longer be priests, and they would be punished for how they had misused their important job. God's plan seemed like bad news, so Samuel was afraid to share it with Eli. But when Eli asked him, Samuel showed courage and told the truth. He would have to do that very thing hundreds more times in his life as he served the Lord. Yes, it sounded like bad news, but Eli responded in faith. "The Lord is the Lord. Let him do what he thinks is good." Young Samuel grew, and God was with him. God did all that he said he would do. Eli and his sons died, and Samuel served God as a priest. God asked Samuel to do lots of important work that required wisdom and courage, and Samuel took it seriously, helping others to truly know and follow God. Samuel did his best to love God with all his heart, soul, and strength. He wasn't perfect, but he was part of God's special plan to bless the whole world. Dear God, help me to listen when you want to speak to me through your word, the Bible. Help me to take the work you ask me to do seriously. Amen.